Hello, welcome to this channel. This is my first ever video, so well done on stumbling across it. The reason I've started this channel is that I learned that YouTubers can be paid for spouting their opinion on the internet, and I love having an opinion, so I thought, why not? So today I'm going to take the piss out of the poor people from Sylviana Waters. I say poor because the opinions of the family members haven't exactly aged well. Sylviana Waters is a 1992 reality TV show in which the BBC followed an Australian family through their exploration of newfound wealth. Newfound wealth is a term used for people who become rich in their own generation. For example, they didn't inherit it from their parents. And the family love to let everyone know how hard they have worked in order to afford everything they have. So just like many families, they have their ups and downs. This family particularly loves an argument, and they seem to argue about everything, which keeps things very interesting, as you can imagine. This week, there are several characters that I'm going to introduce. I'm going to introduce just Narlene's children, Narlene being the mother. So if you love a bit of family drama, grab your popcorn, maybe a little Coke to quench that thirst, and most of all, sit back and watch this timeless classic of, well, you did sign a contract, so don't get upset if we make you look a cunt. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, isn't that the Trailer Park Boys? Well, yeah, you'd be right, except they swapped caravans for yachts. It's uncanny, isn't it? Let's face it, it's uncanny. It's basically the same shot. Just the same shot, but different situations. Rich people versus poor people. Like any good mother, Narlene Baker, the mother of the family, she is very firm-handed. She's definitely the head honcho of the family. She likes to shout at people and tell them what to do, just like any good wife or mother. She loves it. She loves a wee drink. She loves working. She talks about going to work a lot. I think I'll let you introduce yourself. Take it away, Narlene.
You're gonna see me as I am. As me. I'm me. I can't be nice and...
Can't be nice or won't be nice. This is what I was saying. Narlene takes no shit.
I can't be Joan Collins. I'm me. I'm me.
I mean, you're obviously not Joan Collins, because Joan Collins is Joan Collins. But the other thing that strikes me is, how many times did she say, I'm me? Who are you, Narlene?
As me. I'm me. I'm me. I'm me.
And just so you don't forget and don't get anything confused...
I can't be Joan Collins.
So we've established that she's not Joan Collins, which brings me on to the next character. I call them characters because they're all characters, but technically they're real people. The next person that I'm going to introduce is what I like to call the big daddy-o of the family, and his name is Laurie. Take it away, Laurie.
Driving a racing car, 10/10 is like going to bed with a good woman. Very exciting, very exciting, very exciting. When you get out of it, you think, Jesus, I've got to do that again.
As you can see from this clip, he's a very, very sensitive boy, is Laurie. Very exciting, very exciting, very exciting. Does everyone in this family just repeat themselves? Like, just say the same thing over again, don't panic. So Narlene and Laurie are together. They're unmarried, and they've both got kids from separate marriages. This seems to be the main cause of the arguments within the family. The children of Narlene don't necessarily get on with Laurie. And apparently Laurie's kids are okay. This brings me on to introduce Paul. Paul is Narlene's oldest son. He moved out at 16 because he couldn't accept Big Daddy-o Laurie. What I can gather, he's a bit of like a surfer, stoner sort of guy who doesn't really give a shit. And he really doesn't get on with Laurie. Paul, explain your bitterness.
Him and Mum would go out. Now, us kids weren't allowed to sit and watch TV, so he'd take the knobs out of the TV. Now, and stuff like that really got up my nose, and that's probably why I'm still a bit bitter towards him, because in the early days he wasn't my father and he had no right to tell me what to do. He even hit me on a few occasions. And him and Mum threw me out of home.
I completely understand Paul's frustration there. You know, if someone came into my house and started hitting me and smacking me around and that, I'd be pissed off too. That leads me on to Paul's girlfriend, who is Dione. Dione is her name. She's pregnant at the moment. She seems a bit dippy to me, but seems like a genuine person.
I went through a really bad stage in my teenage years and treated my mum like a bitch and left home early, and after all this time it's taken me to be pregnant to realise, you know, my God, look what my mum went through for me.
We've all been there, Dione. At some point or another, we've all pissed off our parents. Like the time I stole from a wishing well in order to buy 1-penny sweets. Just to clarify, I wasn't in my teens, I was about 7. That brings me to the final introduction of today's episode. Mark, or Michael, I can't decide because of the Australian accent, is Narlene's youngest son. For some reason, he is the narrator of the show. I don't know if this was pre-planned or what, or if he got in contact with the BBC so they could put this out, but for some reason, he narrates everything. I don't really know him that much yet, so instead, here's a clip of him headbutting a dog.
By the way, you won't be seeing me for a while. I'm going overseas with my school on rugby tour.
Honestly, I couldn't believe it either. When I first saw that clip of him headbutting a dog, I was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening? You know, he just straight up headbutts a dog. Like, I know you're going on rugby tour. You just told me you don't need to headbutt a dog. So now the introductions are done, I'm going to set the scene. It's coming up to Michael's 16th birthday party. He has some concerns about the amount of people coming to his birthday party, and in this family, that leads to an argument. Enjoy.
I can't believe
Because the cops will only come here once or twice and they'll leave you on your own if we keep ringing them if there's trouble here. The cops
Well,
won't
there's not going to be any
Well, Michael seems to
bloody
think there is.
trouble.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be
Michael
gang
seems
war
to
in my
think there's going
backyard,
to be
is there?
trouble if we've
Well,
got no
why would
bouncers
you need
here.
a bouncer at the gate? Come
I'm just
on.
saying. Well, say I invite 3 guys, they bring a friend along. He's a guy that I don't like.
Well,
I don't
tell them
want
not to bring
Tell
friends, you've
them not to
invited
bring
them.
friends.
Oh, and
What's
they're
that?
going to do that.
It's
Of
by
course you are.
invitation only.
Well, we've only got room for 30 people here, maximum. So if you've invited 37 and they're all going to bring friends, we haven't got enough room. Have we? Common sense.
Forget about it, man. Just forget
Forget
about
about
Michael,
it.
you can sit
You're an
right
idiot,
down.
man.
All I'm saying is
You can cut it out right now.
if you've invited
Right
37
this
people
minute.
here and they're all going to bring friends, you can't bring friends.
You sit down right now.
Narlene gets that bloody finger out straight away. Don't be calling my man an idiot. Jamie, I know you're my son, but...
Get it out.
For God's sake, he can have a bloody birthday
Of course
party.
he can, but he's just saying it.
The thing that makes me laugh the most is she then immediately turns around and starts having a go at Laurie after. It's like, whose side are you on, Narlene? Whose side are you on? I can't
We're all
tell.
going to bring friends and there's going to be bloody 1 million people here. We haven't got the room.
Of course we haven't got the room. He's not stupid.
Well, you heard what he just said, Nolan.
So now we've got the first argument out of the way. I'd like to delve a little bit deeper into Narlene's and Laurie's relationship. And who better to tell us than Narlene herself on what she thought of Laurie when she first met him and how did the relationship evolve. But just before that, let's have an argument over a pen.
Same with, I just can't get it to work. Where's the type of paper?
Probably out.
You bring new pens.
That's not a brand new pen.
You bought 10 of these about 3 weeks ago?
That's not that one though, is it?
Well, that's another one I used, one of those that was the same.
There's nothing wrong with that
One
one.
of the other ones I just used was the same, that's what I'm saying to you. I didn't say it for fun.
Yeah. Look,
One of those I picked up
This
first.
is the one you had.
So I picked up one of those first.
Right.
And I said, that's the third one. Didn't you hear me say that?
But there's nothing wrong with that one. Look.
There probably was never anything wrong with it. It wouldn't write when I wanted it to write. If you leave it for a while and play with it, it'll probably work.
It's a fucking pen. If it doesn't work, chuck it away and don't compare it to the other pens. That pen's an individual, you know.
I was pretty damn sure from the time I ever first saw Laurie that he was the one I was going to go for. And 3 weeks later, we were living together at Bexley. And we started our life from there.
I was going to do something else.
Oh, isn't that nice? Isn't that so lovely? Just to compare, I thought ask Laurie what he thinks. How did you find your first few nights with Narlene?
Very exciting.
Oh, really? And how about the morning after?
Very exciting.
Do you have anything else to add to that?
You get out of it, you think, Jesus, I've got to do that again.
Alright, Laurie, pipe down, big un. And I think that's all we've got time for today. So if you want to join in next week, I'll be getting a little bit deeper into the family and seeing, you know, the range of people that they have, including arguments, family upset, And you know, it's Christmas, so look forward to that. If you enjoyed it, give it a cheeky little like. I'm going to be doing these maybe like once a week. I've never done any video editing before, so that's why it's a bit shoddy and a bit shite. The audio is terribly hard to control. Terribly hard. Fucking hell, I'm tired. And I'm also using Shotcut, which is a free editing software. So that means, you know, I'm a bit limited scope-wise as well. Although I've not done any like proper editing before anyway, so that's why I'm starting on it. And hopefully, the more I'll do, the better I'll get. So yeah, join in next week to see how Christmas affects the family. Cheers. See you in a bit.